Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to discuss something that will benefit the seller. So for people that are looking to sell residential properties, this is for you. Let's jump right into it. So I keep getting the question, what and what should I be renovating to add value, to increase the selling price of my house? Now, my response to that will come in a very detailed manner, because when you're thinking of renovation, as it regards selling a residential property, you should be thinking about the cost of renovation vis-a-vis the return on investment. When I'm talking about the return on investment here, I refer to the impact the cost of renovation is going to have on the sales price of the property. When you're renovating a house and you're incurring costs, you should be weighing those costs against the selling price of the house. So you don't have to renovate a house beyond the price you're going to sell the house. That is why discussing this is very important. So let's take them one after the other. For a house you want to sell, a residential property you want to sell, the first thing you're talking about is the curb appeal improvements. So curb appeal improvements generally will attract traffic to the property that you want to sell. In some cases it will add a little value to the selling price, but not necessarily. The main purpose of the curb appeal improvement is to attract traffic to the house. The eyes feast first before the mouth can feast, right? So when you want to sell a house, the first thing you want to do is check the outlook of your house. The front of the house, the backyard, how is the house looking? You want your house to look attractive to buyers that are coming, to buy this house. Depending on the area where you reside, you might want to spend just little money for a curb appeal. Just make it look nice. You don't have to go overboard for your curb appeal to make it look good, especially if you have some handy skills. You can talk to me, I will help you, and tell you the kind of things you can do for yourself, and it will look good. For kitchen upgrades, you want to consider the same thing, location. You want to think about where is this property located. So if the property is in a place where you're going to sell it for a very high price, then the kitchen should be upgraded to a very high standard. You have to be careful the kind of money you spend when you're looking to sell a property, because you're thinking of the cost of renovation side by side the value it adds to the selling price of the property. So these are the things you should be weighing before you know the kind of expense you want to throw into that property. For kitchen upgrades, sometimes you don't have to go into changing all the cabinets. Most times wood can be repurposed, wood can be refinished. That is the beauty of wood. It's not that difficult, to repaint kitchen cabinets. So don't think, how can I do that? Challenge yourself and you'll be surprised what you can do. For like a 25 square feet kitchen, you might be looking at $2,500. So not over the board. I'm talking of quartz, if you want to change from laminates to quartz. So there are other options you can use. You can change it to a better looking laminate as well, and it will make the house sell. The kitchen is one of the selling points of a home. So if you're asking me where you should spend your money when you're doing a renovation for a house you want to sell, I will tell you two areas straight up: the kitchen and the washroom. So the kitchen and the washroom areas, if you want to spend money, these are the areas you want to spend money, because people want to see what the washroom looks like, people want to see what the kitchen looks like. But I will still come to the washroom. Let's finish up with this kitchen talk. Now, for the cabinet, sometimes you can get away with not changing the cabinets, but sometimes you cannot. If the cabinets are getting bad, especially the doors, you can change all the cabinets. But let me tell you some other thing. Sometimes you don't need to change the whole cabinets. Sometimes you can just change the doors and the whole cabinet will look changed. These are the tricks we can, discuss if you give me a shout, if you let me know you want to sell a house. You can spend very little money on backsplash. There are some tiles that are very low cost, but will make the kitchen look pretty good when you're done. So you don't have to spend a lot of money to make the kitchen look good if your location doesn't call for that. The next thing is the bathroom upgrades. This area is a little bit dicey. When you're talking of washroom upgrades, you should be careful how you go about it. There are certain upgrades you should, pass. In my own opinion, when it comes to selling a house, something you might think, oh, he's going to be in love with that. Somebody else doesn't like it because they are afraid of glass. So when it comes to making improvement in the washroom areas, I will ask you to watch it closely, depending again on your location. There are certain things you can do to just touch up the washroom. Things like putting a kind of tile around the perimeter of the bath area can entirely change the looks of the washroom. Or just buy 2 boxes of vinyl and change the washroom floors, put a transition at the washroom door area. It will change the looks entirely. Another renovation that you can embark on is just painting the whole house. You can paint the house with just a fraction above $2,500, $3,000 ish, and you will paint the whole space, and you will save lots of money, if you can do it by yourself. But if you can't do it by yourself, you can hire a painter and get the house repainted before putting it up for sale, depending on how your house is looking. Don't just go painting a house that is looking rusty and think painting is going to change it, for a very good price. No. Depending on how the house is looking, you determine if it needs to just be painted or if it needs a little touch up before you can, touch up with paint finally. These are the things you should be looking out for. That is why you need to call me if you're looking to sell your house. The next thing is changing the entire flooring of the whole house. You can change the entire flooring of the whole house, for a little in the neighborhood of $4,000 to $5,000, and you'll be good, depending on the square footage of your house. I'm just talking about a small house. For a house that is around 2,500 square feet, you might be looking at something in the neighborhood of $10,000, to change the whole flooring. So that brings us back to how much are you looking to sell the house, and how bad are the floors looking. So the next thing you want to talk about is the lighting of the house. The house needs to have very good lighting, all around. If the lighting is not really good, you need to change that one pretty much, because you want buyers, to look at this house and feel like they're going to live inside it without changing anything. There are other improvements that you can make that will change the selling price of the house dramatically without breaking the bank. Some of these will include energy efficiency upgrades, smart home features. You can add few things here that when buyers come into the house, it has that wow factor that could add a little bit of price increase. What you want to do is you want to drive buyers to that point of having a price war. If you can generate that price war, that is money for the seller right there. Now, there are minor repairs that I think have very major and significant impact when it comes to selling your house. These include changing the baseboard, changing the door casings. If your house is looking brownish, you have brown baseboards, brown casings all over the place, it might make it look like an old-fashioned house Just painting them white can turn things around for you during the selling process, And if you can, I will advise you change the whole baseboard and casings. This might not be as expensive as you think, but then they're going to make very huge impact. Some of those little repairs includes changing the mirror in your washroom. Something as little as that can change the selling point of that house. So in conclusion, it's not a bad idea, to embark on some renovations before you put the house up for sale. But mind you, the cost of renovation does not necessarily translate to an increase in the selling price of the house. You should know the kind of renovations you should embark on to increase the selling price of the house, and the kind of renovations you should embark on to increase the traffic flow. People coming to see if they're going to like to buy the house or not. So try to distinguish between these two, and you stand a chance of making money in selling your house. So if you're looking to sell your house and you're wondering what kind of things you're supposed to renovate before you put your market up for sale, you can give me a shout. We can talk. I will help you actually position your house to sell. That is what I do for a living. Okay, till next time, guys. I hope to talk to you in the next one. And please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would like you to click the subscribe button now. Also, like this video and share with your friends. Thank you and God bless you. It's me, Chinedu Moboruche. Till next time, ciao.